Hey, what's up? I'm Paper. Welcome to my channel. When the weather turns warm, the spring is coming, and today I'm going to introduce a keyboard inspired by this beautiful season, named Spring, which is possibly the best Alice layout keyboard. Spring is such a great name. It can not only represent the delicate structure of the keyboard, but also represent the beautiful season. Now, enough of nonsense. Let's get started. Spring comes with a solid storage bag, in which all accessories are included, so those parts you don't use as much can be stored. I love it. When I open the bag, there's a daughter board. Then, a bag of high-quality white transparent stabilizers from OWlab. They are so far one of the few stabilizers can be installed without any adjustment. And a bag of screws and foot pans. In the center lies spring. Let's take a peek. Now in the upper layer of the bag is an ultra soft Pro film and a PE film. Also the OWlab special flex cut PCB. Those large cuts make the PCB very flexible. The first coating golden copper lines set a premium tone for it. The lower left corner are RGB light strip. Then there are two separate planes. They are quite flexible, even they are made of aluminum. By the way, both plates have great texture because of anode surface. Oh, almost forgot. The package also comes with a screwdriver. It has a long thin shaft can reach anywhere without scratching the keyboard. Very handful and very easy to use. It's the only screwdriver you need to build the spring. Now, before I start building, let's take a look at the main body of the keyboard. This one is a combination of an electrophoretic white frame and a far peak blue weight, which is a not standard color. I bought two springs in order to get this combination. If you really like the far peak blue weight, anodized sliver could be a good choice, considering the nice texture of anode. The electrophoresis has a delicate feeling. Unlike anode, is usually cold and metallic. This one has a warm and soft texture. Moreover, the color has a slightly warm tone, which further strengthens the warm feeling. In conclusion, all those elements together makes it look stunning and feels great. The weight was divided into two pieces, inside and outside. We can see that the inner weight is made of stainless steel. The brushed metal texture and the logo spring are slightly abstract, but quite charming, like some kind of totem. Actually, if you are lucky, you can get a weight from brushed wooden texture. Well, I don't have such good luck. This one is from Baby Young. Thanks a lot for supporting my video, but you really make me envy your luck. Back to the point. The outer weight is a huge piece of polished mirrored PVD. Let's peel the plastic cover. Awesome! The way it looks shocked me for a moment. As a person who have no resistance to mirrored PVD, such a huge one is overwhelming to me. If you also love mirrored PVD, please leave your comments below. I'll reply you guys later. More importantly, there's not a single flaw in the whole set. That's what we call high-end keyboard. Rama, you should learn from OWlab. In terms of structure, the leaf spring is quite interesting. It mainly consists by 4 copper spring sheets. OWlab is providing a new solution since many people prefer soft and bouncy gasket structure. They're like, you want a soft and bouncy? Okay, here you go. I personally have never seen such structure in any other keyboard. I also find the leaf spring very bouncy when I feel it, which makes me very curious about how they perform inside the keyboard. Okay, let's go home and build it up. Again, the storage bag is so convenient. As usual, let's start with stabilizers. Like I said, OWlab make one of the few stabilizers can be installed without any adjustment. One of the most important reasons is the super straight wires. I was told those wires are made by liquid metal or something like that. Straight 2U wires are normal, but straight 7U wires are very weird. Look at those wires, they are absolutely straight. Imagine those wires make it possible for you to assemble stabilizers without adjusting. All you have to do is brush some lube. Such a pleasure. First thing first is putting on Teflon tabs on the PCB. I will do that too for my personal keyboard because Teflon tab can protect the PCB and provide more crispy touch than Peron stickers. My lubrication choice is just like usual, XHT-BDZ and 205 grade 0. XHT-BDZ is for stabilizer stands and wires. Use the syringe to inject some XHT to the stand. Then use brush pen to make a tiny hole. This hole can help us avoid spilling out the lube while inserting the wire. I highly recommend using syringe to loop stabilizers. It's very efficient. As for 205G0, just put a thin layer inside the stabilizer housing. Remember, do not put too much lube inside the housing. It will make the stabilizer become sluggish. Here, a little more lube to the clip. Next, fill another syringe without tips and inject the wire from the head. When I take it out, there will be just the right amount of lube on the wire. If you inject more lube in the stand than me, you can skip this step. Now put the wire into the stand. Try to control your hand and make it steady. We don't want the lube to be escaped off. Then put on the wire. Install the stabilizer and tie in the screws. There we are. By the way, I couldn't help looking at the PCB because the flex cut looks so amazing. Moving on to the PE film. I know that many people doesn't like PE film, but considering this is a product experience video, I think it's better to experience the original screen setup. What the hell? The PE film doesn't fit in. It turns out that the PE film is designed to place under the stabilizers. I'm so embarrassing, guys. After taking them off and putting back on, we can see that the cutouts are very accurate. The stabilizer fixed position also helped to get a better alignment. Oh, please ignore the black one. That's because I lost a part of white ones, so I have to put on the black ones which I have in my home. They are exactly the same exact color. Next one is Peron foam. This one is very soft. Actually, this is the softest Peron foam I have ever touched. Peeling it makes me feel like peeling a slime. When I press the foam, it bounces back very slowly. I think that's probably one of the secrets why the typing sound is so good. For switches, I choose the latest Cherry Hyperglide Bronze switch, aka the lost glory of Cherry. In the category of statical switches, this is a choice that cannot be ignored. Unlike Holy Panda switches, the slight tactile feeling can enhance the feedback without getting tired. Personally, I think this is an excellent choice for office use. I use 3204 to thin loop the system and replace the spring with loop TTC 2-stage extension spring. In this way, not only can I get rid of rolling sound, but also enhance the tactile feeling of the switch. Attention! Do not loop the switch legs. Hyperglide bronze switches are already factory looped. The second loop will significantly reduce the tactile feeling. Only loop switch stem is enough. Lubrication the switches is the most time-consuming part of the building process. Usually I can loop 10 switches in an hour. How many can you guys do in an hour? Feel free to leave comments down below. Because of the large cutout on the PCB, be sure to install the switches on the plate before putting them together. Otherwise, the switches might not be fully installed in position. Also, since two pins are quite thick, I cut off those little legs to make the install easier. If not, even use plate cannot help. Assembling customized keyboard is such a continuous process of overcoming difficulties. But that's also the fun part. After installing switches on the plate, align with the PCB and press down gently. And that's it. Repeat the same process to the other side. Taking a look at the aluminum plate, it has such high softness that putting on switches can bend the plate that much. It makes me wonder, if this is a hot swappable keyboard, how should I swap the switches without worrying about damaging the plate? Well, I don't know. Maybe welding is always the best. In terms of welding, there's not much to say. The only things we need to pay attention is making sure everything is welded firmly. Because of the large cutout, every switch set seems an independent module. Even a slight force can bend it. In order to weld everything in place, we need to single-sided spot welding every switch. Double-sided spot welding might also be necessary in certain situations. In this way, we are more likely to get the best result. Now put the inner part on the leaf spring of the button. Attention! The edge of the platform could stuck the leaf spring. If so, we can cut the extra part. There are corresponding silicone pellets on the leaf spring to match up with the hole on the plate. Now just put the plate into position and apply the silicone rings to lock it up. Then put on the top and button. We finished. One thing that's worth mentioning is the leaf spring will be at a pre-loaded position once we close up the case. That is to say, the keyboard can have a better bouncing response while typing, and that's really a great detail. As for the keycaps, I choose GTK's Azure. Just like GMK, it's kind of high-quality double-shot keycaps. Those keycaps match out perfectly with the E white. Look at this, it's such a pleasure just looking at it. Now let's do the sound test. It happened that Baby Young's keyboard is also here, so let's hear them both. We can hear the sound is just like mahjong, still exists even without PE film. I have to say that OWlab excel at sounding design. In conclusion, although Spring is the first Alice layout keyboard from OWlab, and it uses brand new leaf spring structure, it is such a well-designed and well-built keyboard that I never regard it as an engineering sample. Whether it's the texture of the surface, the huge mirror PVD weight, the perfect alignment of the main body, or the bouncing typing experience because of the preloaded leaf spring. Everything is comfortable and delightful from the moment I got it. The finishing moment is also a refreshing and comfortable experience that I haven't got since a long time ago. As for the typing experience, thanks to the huge leaf spring structures, it provides a steady and bouncy feedback. That kind of feeling is different from prolonged gasket strips, which is more soft and more sluggish. In terms of functionality, Spring is considered as 65% layout keyboard, but provided at Tilde to solve the problem that 65% layout keyboard have no choice from keeping ESC or Tilde. I think there's nothing left to say about typing sound. The sound is almost perfect except some minor noise made by cavity and springs. If anyone wants to complain about the minor noise, they must know there are 4 actual leaf springs vibrating inside the keyboard. To be honest, the noise control is already beyond my expectation. Anyway, OWlab never disappoints us on typing sound. At last, some information for guys who want to buy Spring. The layout of Spring has an additional B, and the long spring splits into 2 short ones. The additional B can be replaced with number key. Either one of the short space can be replaced with R4 shaft. If you type with proper hand positions, you will get used to Spring very quickly. If not, Spring is a good chance for you to learn about proper hand position. It's more comfortable than standard layout keyboard. Like me, I can feel that my fingers are getting more and more nimble as I get used to this keyboard. Okay, that is all about Spring. This is my first English doping, hope you guys enjoy it. Please don't forget to like this video and subscribe my channel. Your support is my greatest motivation. Thanks for watching. I'm Paper. See you guys next time.